guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have my makeup inventory that I want to share with you guys. I haven't done a makeup inventory in a very long time. The last one that I filmed was at the end of April and we are currently at the beginning of January, so I wanted to share my numbers with you guys. I have a category, the way that I do it, these are like the makeup items and these are the items that I don't cover. I have colors, so I have items that are in red, which means that I have 2 or more items more than my ideal in that category. Then I have the green ones, which I am on target, and then the yellow ones, it means that I have 1 more than my ideal. So I'm going to share with you guys where I was in the last update, where I currently stand, and where I am regarding my ideal makeup collection. And I'm also going to be inserting somewhere in the screen a picture of the items that I have in my collection for that specific category. My numbers have gotten down in most categories, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm slowly getting to my ideal. I'm thinking within like 1 or 2 years I might be hitting my ideal, which is awesome. But I'm still like loading stuff out. There are items that are still leaving my collections and things that is coming in, but I'm pretty much keeping on a good balance. So I'm going to start with eyeshadows. This one I don't have a color category because it needs to fit within a certain number of Z palettes that I own. But I keep like numbers for reference, and in that category I had 57 in the last update and currently I have 66. I purchased a few eyeshadows, but I knew that I was missing a few colors in my collection that I wanted to use. But they still fit within my Z palette, so I'm okay with the number that I have. It's pretty good for me. For eyeliners, I had 6 in the last update and I currently have 6. I used up one, I decluttered one, but then I got one that there's one that was gifted to me, and then I purchased a glitter liner for a specific event, so I am still back up to 6. I really need to work on the eyeliner category this year. I'm going to bring it back down. My goal would be to have 3. For mascaras, in the last update I had 2. I used up all of the ones that I had and I currently have only 1 mascara, which is a new one that I just opened this week. My goal for mascaras is to have 1 or 2. For eye primers, I had 1 in the last update and I currently have 1. My goal is to have 1. For brow products, I had 3 in the last update. I used up 1 and I currently have 2. My goal is to have 2. For face primers, I have 3 in the last update and I currently still own the same 3 primers. I want to use up at least 1 of those to bring it back down to 2 primers. For setting powders, I had 2 in the last update. I currently have 3. I used up 1 face powder and I replaced it with a new face powder, and I was gifted 1 face powder on top of that, so that brings my number up rather than down. My goal would be to use up at least 1 of them this year, ideally even 2, to bring that number back down to 1. Then for powder foundations, I have 1. I had 1 in the last update and my goal is to have 1. For foundation, I had 1 in the last update. I currently have none and my goal is to have either 1 or 0. For concealers, I had 3 in the last update and I currently own 4. I need to bring that number back down to 2. Ideally what I want to have is 1 for summer, 1 summer shade and 1 winter shade. Currently I have 2 of my winter shade because I have 1 that's almost empty, so that is going to go down to 3 fast. And then I also purchased a corrector because I wanted to test out if I liked a corrector or not. So if I don't like it, I'm going to declutter it and that's going to bring the number back down. And if I do like it, then my number might change to 3 for that reason. Okay. Then for liquid highlighters, I have 1. I had 1 in the last update and my goal is to have 1. For powder highlighters, I had 4 in the last update. I still have the same 4 and ideally I would like to use 1 up to bring that number down to 3. For bronzers, I had 3 in the last update and I currently have 2. I decluttered the remains of the one that I was working on in the past few years, and now I am on my goal for that category, so I'm super excited. For bronzers, I want to have 1 that is more of a warm tone shade to bronze up the face and 1 that is more of a contour shade, and that is exactly what I have right now. For blushes, I had 15 in the last update. I decluttered a few and now I am down to 12. My goal would be to bring that number down to 10 and maybe even less over time. I've come to realize that most most of my blushes oxidizes on my cheek and they pretty much end up looking the same way. So there's no point for me to have a huge blush collection if they're all going to look the same way. So for now, I want to like go through the blushes that I own, see what I like, what I don't like, and declutter a few more, and then hopefully start panning a few blushes in the next few months. So that number is one that I need to work on. For cream blushes, I currently own 0 and my goal is to have between 1 or 0. For setting sprays, in the last update I had 2, I used 1 up and now I am down to 1. My goal for setting sprays is to have either 1 or 2. For lipsticks and any other lip items, I count all of my lip items together in one category. In the last update I had 22, currently I own 23. My goal is to have 25 lip items or less, so I'm still on target with that and I'm super pleased. So this is a roundup of all of the makeup items that I do own. I'm gonna go quickly and tell you guys how many I have in each color category. So for the red category, which is the one that I have 2 or more that I need to use up, I have 4 items in the red category. In the yellow category, I have 2 items. And in the green category, I have 10 items. So I have more items that are in the green category, which is the one that I am on the target with, than in the 2 other categories combined. So I'm super happy with that. I'm slowly getting to my goal and that is super exciting. So this is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.